3 minutes to talk to our audience.
So this is my opening statement. Yeah, so my name is Jeb Ball, or James Ball. I'm running for seeking re-election to the Baldwin County Commission. I've lived in the Bay Minette area for roughly 55 years. Started my career here, went to college, graduated here from Bay Minette, Baldwin County High School, and then went to college at Troy. Started my career in 1996 with the Baldwin County District Attorney's Office, where I worked for 1 year as an investigator. From that point forward, I became a court referral officer in our court system. I worked there 10 years, and then I formed a company that provides substance abuse education courses for drug and alcohol offenders in the court system. I've been doing that since 2007. So I've worked in the court system for 30 years. I have a wife that I've been married to for 30 years, and that's how we keep up with our anniversary, because that's when I got a job. So 30 years with her, and I've got almost a 20-year-old daughter, and she's at Troy right now as well. I ran for this office initially in 2017, got elected in 2018. I ran a good friend of ours, and Commissioner Burt at the time was he was a commissioner for almost 30 years. And I decided at some point in my life, we were toying around with the idea of running for office, and he kept telling me, give me 4 more years. And after 2 terms of 8 years of that, I decided it's time to go, Mr. Burt. And so that's what happened and how I wound up to where I'm at today. In 2022, I ran unopposed, and here I am again seeking re-election to this office. I think the main reason that I'm seeking re-election to this office is because of 2 seats that are going to be empty in this election because of people choosing other paths in life. Commissioner Gruber's retiring, Commissioner McKenzie seeking the office of sheriff. So there's 2 brand new seats, and I feel like there needs to be stability within this county commission, because it does take about 2 terms to learn how to be a county commissioner when it's to be honest. And I feel like I have the knowledge and understanding on how to effectively do this job. I feel like we've done a great job as a team together. You know, this county's moving forward at rapid speed, as y'all can see. And I feel like that I'm put in a position to continue that movement forward. I feel like that I'm ready to go on day 1. I don't have to, I'm always learning new things, but I don't have to learn how to be a county commissioner on day 1. And a lot of training is going to be done for anybody new that's coming in office. 2 new commissioners are going to spend a lot of their time in Montgomery or Prattville in training sessions, learning how to become a commissioner. So I feel like that the county is choosing someone who already knows how to deliver results, and I have proven leadership and proven results to run this county. Thank you.
Chairman Bob. I'm Richard Cox. I'm a lifelong resident of Stockton. Lived here. I'm probably the oldest one on the ballot this year. I'm 74. I've spent, what, Bob? You running? I'm watching him. I graduated from Baldwin County High School, went to Yancey State to begin with, then which that was forerunner to Faulkner. Took off to go to basic training in the Army Reserve, spent 6 years there, and spent 4.5 years of that in the Foley unit. Came back after basic, went back to Faulkner at that time, and then transferred to Auburn. And in about the 3rd year, finishing the 3rd year, I decided to come home and start farming and join the family timber business, which I've been in. Made an independent living in the rural parts of this county. I'd like to mention that out of the Baldwin County has nearly 1,300,000 acres in this county. 720,000 acres that is timberland. Another 150,000 of it is in row crop farmland. It means 2/3 of this county is rural timber and ag land. And I'm running to represent those people along with the rest of the county. I've spent a lot of time in the lower end and visiting with people that live in municipalities and in the south end of the county. I've been on the Farmers Federation Board for going on 49 years, so I've heard their complaints and heard all the problems they've had, and I feel like it's time that we have a true representative from the rural part of the county, and that's basically why I'm running. So I know that the voting population is not in the rural section, but that's a large part of the county, and they need to be represented. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, my first question. Ricky, you will go first, Sharon? Okay. What are your thoughts regarding this very hot issue in Baldwin County, the solar farm that is going to be very close to this area? And what are your thoughts about that?
George, that site is going to be very close to my home. It's that property line's within 30 feet of my carport, so I don't like the idea of them at all. I just mentioned the number of acres we have, and I want to reference a study report that I've got here from the Alabama Forestry Association, saying that on the economic impact of timber industry in Baldwin County, there's roughly 20 manufacturers of forest products in Baldwin County. They employ 2,100 people. The average salaries or income, the labor income of that is $110 million of income from it, and with the overall impact is $553 million of forest industry. It's the economic impact of Baldwin County. And I don't see how taking 11,000 acres of timberland out of production is going to help that economic impact. So I think we can, through some, either the master plan or strategic plans, we can figure out ways to steer them in another direction and keep our timber.
I got the same question.
Same question, please.
You gonna tell me when to
Go.
Okay. Yeah, so the solar discussions has become and shed light on us. It's a new topic of discussion that has come before the county commission. And I think the hardest thing the county commissioners have to tell people, it's the same line every time. There's not much we can do about it because we're bound by state legislation. State legislation dictates and guides what we do as we're elected officials, and basically we're a creator of the legislation. And so when it comes to private property rights and people buying pieces of land, especially in unincorporated, undeveloped areas and unzoned areas, we're limited. So we're reaching out and using every option that we have, including talking with our state representatives. Our senator and Representative Matt Simpson and Greg Albritton had moratorium ideas that did not pass at the state level, so we couldn't use that. And we're actually entertaining tomorrow ideas about moratoriums that we could probably place. We're getting an AG's opinion on what the Friends of Tensas River have come up with to help us out with this, because it's new territory for all of us. But is it the right fit for the area? I don't think so. So that's it.
When you give me the answer, look at the timer, because he's keeping the time. He's throwing the flag up and stuff.
He did. We got it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. I'm just saying be aware of it.
Yeah, you can't miss it. So thank you.
All right. Rich, you're next. You're first. That was if elected, or if you re-elected, or if you're elected, what do you plan on doing about it to cease it or try to get control? What do you plan on doing? How do you plan on challenging that?
So what are you referencing, the solar farm?
Yes, the solar.
All right, so first of all, there has not been anything done. There's no plan in place. There has not been a permit pulled. I don't even know if the land has been bought for that. It's just speculation that a solar farm is coming at this point. All 11,000 acres, the county commission has not received one permit that we would use that would dictate how we even start thinking about it. So until something comes across, I mean, ceasing and to stop it is something that we're going to have to really study and come up with, because as of right now, I don't think there's a method in place for us to cease and to stop it. Everything that has been mentioned in the press about all these other things takes votes of the community. Now, Stockton District 3 is going to be on the ballot in June for zoning, and so as these areas become zoned, then they can set their own regulations within those areas. But until then, we really don't have a method to stop or cease anything.
Rich, same question to you.
George, I'd have to agree with Jeff. I don't think anything is permanent set in stone yet, but like I mentioned, I think the commission could can entertain some limits on things that on land use when it pertains to the kind of economic impact that taking that much land out of timber production can cause harm to the community, plus the fact that what it does to the environment. I think there's some things that possibly being done in the strategic plan or the master plan, which I know is not in law. Hopefully we'll have time to set some of these in place. So, as far as, you know, I have the question asked a lot about private property rights. Zoning to me is it isn't anything but government control of private property rights. So that's skating on thin ice. I know that the people that I know in rural parts of the county, when they look at the way planning and zoning has been handled in this county, it doesn't do a very good job of what it's supposed to do. The purpose statement is to control growth, not to overrun the infrastructure. And it's not a very good job of it, in my opinion.
All right. Question number 3. As you know, the county is growing. It's growing, it's growing, it's growing. It's very huge now. As I served on the Board of Planning and Zoning for about 10 years. And right now, it's alleged that we're over 320,000 people. What are your concerns with growth in Baldwin County?
So is this Richard's turn now, I think? Are you just going to direct me to answer all the questions first and then let him go, or you're going to switch back to him? I answered the last one first. I answered the last one first.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you know, when you look back at the statute that the state has given the county power to do, 1973, the county was given the authority to regulate subdivisions under 30 acres. And in the 1990s, they gave them the authority to generate for planning and zoning. That's two separate governments. I think you can control a lot of your growth through separating the planning division, subdivisions from planning and zoning. I think that's two different things. It needs to be handled separately. Inside of the corporate limits, county commission has very little to do with that. So, you know, I think a way to slow down some of the development in the unincorporated parts of the county is to increase lot size based on what they can, what your infrastructure will support. You've got, I think the way I read that law, those lot size can be determined based on the roads that they're on, whether state, county, or smaller roads, and how much it impacts you, what kind of services are available to them. I'm out of time, so.
Ted, same question to you.
Yes, sir. So to follow up on one of his answers, he said that, we do separate the plan.
Sorry, Jeff.
Okay.
Start over, please.
So we do separate our meetings. The county commission does not hear subdivision cases whatsoever. The county commission hears planning and zoning cases, which at the time, if you have a planning and zoning case before you, it's mere speculation that you're speculating on what's coming. They don't have to tell us what they're doing. They just planning and zoning has to do with their changing the use of the property, and that's it. And so when it comes to subdivisions, our planning and zoning department does that. And I've got this little handbook that we get when you become a county commissioner on how to govern office, and it says in subdivision regulations that oddly enough, there's no requirement for the state of Alabama for county commissioners to adopt subdivision regulations. It's something that we chose to do. So Alabama controls this. So if you deny subdivisions from happening, it's against the law if they meet all the guidelines. And so you wind up in lawsuits, and taxpayers' money goes to waste fighting a lawsuit you're going to lose anyway. So how do you control growth, or not control growth, manage growth? Is we're constantly redoing infrastructure. I think we resurfaced over 450 miles of road. We maintain about 1,150 miles of road. We're doing all we can to keep up with east and west corridors. We're building new roundabouts, and we're getting the Beach Express finished. So we're working towards the infrastructure. So thank you.
Ted, you go first this time.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts regarding the Bayway Bridge going across? They're talking about putting another one there. And what are your thoughts on that? Because especially with some folks talking about the toll. And do you want a toll on that crossway?
Do I want to toll? No, I don't think I have a choice in the matter. I think the decision's already been made, that there's going to be an option for people to pay a toll if the new bridge is built, that there'll be an option for people to pay a toll to get across the bridge, or there'll be an option for people to not have to pay a toll and drive around the bridge, on the old bridge. So, or the causeway if they do tear down the old bridge. One thing that AlDOT has made it clear of on that process is there will be a route for passengers to take to not have to pay a toll if so you choose. But I don't have any say so in whether there's going to be a toll or not. I'm not for a toll on bridges that we should be able to use. But at the end of the day, somebody's going to make some money to pay for the project. So I'm not on the MPO. I don't have a say-so on what goes on with that bridge project. And as far as I know, I don't even know, George, if it's even still happening. I haven't kept up with it in a while, so I don't know if it's back on the table. Sometimes it's off the table. Sometimes it's on the table. Sometimes there's a toll. Sometimes there's no toll. I won't know until we get all the answers, that we need from AlDOT and representatives from them, and see where we are on this in the governor's office. So, thank you.
Rich, some question to you. I know that Mobile, the commissioners have a lot to say about it, and they're in the planning of it. And you haven't been in you haven't been in the planning?
No, sir, I'm not on the MPO. We have two commissioners that sit in this room today that's on the MPO. They have a lot to do with it. They're a part of the three mayors and the two commissioners, if I'm not mistaken. So you have Daphne Mayor, Fairhope Mayor, and Loxley Mayor, along with Matt McKenzie and Billy Joe Underwood that form as on part of the MPO. That does have a lot to do with what you were asking about. So, but I'm not part of that, so I can't be at the meetings and do the planning and stuff. So.
What do you think, Richard?
George, I'd have to agree with Jeff. I don't think the county's got a lot to say about it. I think that's state and federal. And quite honestly, I don't use that bridge that often. So unfortunately, I live in the opposite end of the county and don't need to go. I can go I-65 to Mobile when I need to go. But I know as a commissioner, I would have to face those and answer those questions. And that's something I would just have to put the time in to study. I don't really have much opinion on it right now.
But it's elected.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would like to, I mean, I would spend the time necessary.
Okay, next question. The county commission, it has an even number, and they have countywide voting for each commissioner. What are your thoughts on the makeup of the county commission as far as district voting versus, and the e-rich person, district voting versus countywide voting?
I've always been in favor of district voting. I think the people that live in the districts should have know their districts better. They know the people that they would prefer to have representing them. The people from Gulf Shores, Orange Beach area, they don't have a clue of what's needed in the north end of the county, or out from maybe that north. Neither do the people up here know what they need. So I would a lot more prefer to have district voting. As far as a number, I've made this statement several times and I'll repeat it. It's easier to get 3. With 4 commissioners, it takes 3 to pass anything. If you've got 5 commissioners, 3 of them can pass it. And it's just, if they can lock hips and vote, block vote, the other 2 sections of the county wouldn't have any say-so, any representation at all. So I prefer the 4 commissioners, and would like to see them voted on by district, like the school board. But there again, we may be in a situation with like the state's in now with the Voting Rights Act, trying to figure out how to arrange the districts.
Same question. Can you repeat that question? Are you asking how we feel about the makeup of the county commission?
Yes.
Okay, so all I've known is to have 4 county commissioners, and that's set by local legislation, state statute. I don't know of any other way of having it. I knew people that served on the 7-member board back in the 90s and 2000s. I think it went from 1988 all the way to 2004 with 7 members until they had to, it was a lawsuit was overturned or something, and it had to go back to 4. So when I talked to the person that was on the 7, they liked the 7 as opposed to the 4. So I think it's what works well for the body. I mean, we don't have many votes that are controversial that causes things not to move forward. Everything that we vote on, every single meeting moves forward or it doesn't. I mean, that's the way government goes. Whether you have 4, Mobile has 3. Some commissions are just made up like that. I'm perfectly happy with 4 county commissioners, and 5 county commissioners have been offered to us before. And I was not for that. I just creating, everybody's sitting there talking about bigger government. You keep putting commissioners up there that you're getting bigger government. So I like the 4 commissioners as it is, and I would never pursue to change it. And I wouldn't ask legislation to change it. So thank you.
So you would like to stay the same?
Yes, sir. I mean, I have a feeling it's going to stay the same. So.
Anything else, Rick? No? That's it?
Okay.
How much more time do we have?
Oh, you're good on time.
We're good on time? Okay. What I would like to do, Baldwin County has a 10-cent gas tax, a tax on gas. And I can get gas here, or I can go to Mobile much cheaper than over here in Baldwin County. Do you think that 10-cent tax on gasoline should be taken off to help the consumer? Jeff?
I really don't know how to answer that question, George, because I don't know where the tax came from or how, is that the one that you're talking about that the state voted on? I don't know if Baldwin County.
They put it on
In 2018, there was a tax.
yeah.
That was to build, I think that tax is being used to build infrastructure across the state. I don't think we see a whole lot of it, and that's what our state representatives are fighting for. But, you know, when you're buying the gasoline, you're supposed to be paying for the infrastructure improvements. And you know, we get, sometimes I feel like we get the raw end of the deal when it comes to asking for our fair share in Baldwin County that distributes so much, especially if tourism dollars back to the state. I mean, I think a third or 2/3 of the state's budget in revenue with taxes that we send back. So I really feel like sometimes that infrastructure improvements, all the roads that we have problems on are state highways. And you know, we need a lot of work done on those. And that's what that money that Governor Abbey got everybody to vote for on that one was put into place for. You know, to rebuild infrastructure. So I don't know anything about removing the 10 cents gas tax. If I had the power to do it, I don't know if I would do it if it's going to the right resources and providing. So I think there's other ways to cut costs with permitting and, you know, other ways that we could do it. We could save people money.
The 10 cents tax, George, I think you're referring to is a state tax that's collected all over the state. It was put on to, like Jeff said, but to improve infrastructure all over the state. When it was pushed by Governor Ivan's legislature, they were telling people that there were rural counties, rural parts of some counties that were actually removing asphalt to pave so they could grade roads, but they couldn't grade it with the broke up asphalt. That 10 cents tax was to go to those counties, and apparently most of it goes to I-10 or I-65 with the interstates. There was also a 5-cent gas tax put on in Baldwin County, I believe in the either late 80s, early 90s, that I don't think's ever been removed to help Baldwin County road systems. I don't see it being charged. I can buy gas in Mobile sometimes cheaper than I can in Baldwin County. So I don't know if that tax is still in play or not. I know it was put on by the 7-member commission to improve roads that were breaking up from heavy loads. My time's up, Bill.
Okay. What do you think are some of the problems in Baldwin County that in the future you would like to really get a grasp on it? Okay.
George, I think that, you know, as much as the south end of the county needs, as far as infrastructure work, there's a lot of areas in rural parts of the county. We have a lot of bridges that are got weight limits on them that needs attention. My fear is for a heavy load to go across one of these limited bridges and crack something, break it, and in a school bus, next vehicle cross it and it caves in and kills a bunch of school kids. So I think it's one of the county commission's utmost important jobs is to protect and save, to protect our children. And safe roads is one way to do that. So I'd like to see more money put on rural roads and rural bridges. There again, that's one of the reasons I'm running, because to represent the rural parts of this county, which people that I know have felt like we've been shortchanged on it.
Jim?
Yeah, so Problems with the county is stuff that we've already talked about tonight. Growth outpacing infrastructure. Some people say it's a bad problem. Others think it's a good problem. We just got to keep up with it. And I think we're on the right path of doing that. 17 people move here every single day. I don't know if the public even knows that, but I don't know what to tell people when they move here. I just met a lady today that just moved here not too long ago, and she was very nice, and appreciative of living here. But to start telling people they can't live here is not the American way. So we've got to keep up with our school systems, help however that works out. Stay in touch with them, make sure they've got the capacities that they have, because we're partners with a lot of different people. And building the Baldwin Preparatory Academy, helping donate to that was a big deal to help recruit workforce development in this county. So I think with all the industries that are coming into our area, workforce, it may be the biggest problem because it's hard to pull from this little county when it comes to workforce. And so hopefully we're generating workforce ready people out of Baldwin County Preparatory Academy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the near future, a couple of weeks, there'll be 8,000 people working in Novellas. So it's going to be more than the city of Bay Minette plus the city of, I don't know, another one that compares to that many people. That's going to be a town out there before long. So I just think the infrastructure improvements are definitely needed.
Now I would like to get one or two questions, if we have time, from the audience, and see anyone out there have a question.
Just take one.
One question. Anybody have one question for our two candidates?
You mentioned the schools and make sure you have the capacity. And when you've been approving these developments and such, how many times has the school board responded to you to tell you if they could handle it or not?
I can't remember of any.
I get it. None. Now, one more question. What do you think about term limits?
Hang on just a second. Are you directing these at me, or this is both of
I'm
our?
asking you. He asked the question, I'm asking you.
I'm just trying to figure out. No need to get upset. I'm just trying to understand, because you keep pointing your finger at me and stuff. And
I'm asking a question. Okay. Right now.
Let's follow the rules. Same question, both candidates.
Okay.
so you're asking me if so we have a planning and zoning meeting when things are made about houses. I haven't seen the school board present at our meetings, and back when planning and zoning was doing the planning and zoning cases, I didn't see them present there. But I think they would tell us if they're having a problem, with it. But I don't know. They're not there, so they've got it under control. So I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, Bishop.
Chris, can you answer that?
I really don't, I'm not involved with the planning and zoning at this point. I can say about the school systems, from here to the Little River to the Monroe County line is over 35 miles. It's not a single school. That's the school board's issue, but there's a large part of this county that, it's kind of a hard take for a school kid or kindergartner to get on a school bus and ride 35 miles one way to school. That's kind of hard. A county the size of this one, and as much money as it spends on education, I think it needs to. I think something needs to be addressed in that area. There's one out at Perdita that they're talking about closing that needs to be a high school. In County District 1, you had the schools here in Bay Minette, you got one down at Crossroads, down in that area, Delta, and Stapleton schools, and that's it. And like I mentioned before, a good third of the county lies in District 1. So, this district's been shortchanged for a long time. Granted, I will have to admit, I've enjoyed it. I don't put up with high density and a lot of traffic, but it's coming, and we need to head it off. We need to we need to address these.
That concludes my question. Now you want to give 3 minutes or 2 minutes to close?
90 seconds to close out. Each of you get 90 seconds.
Go ahead, Mr. Cox.
To go, you know, like I've said before, I've lived and worked and made an independent living in the rural section of this county. And you've heard me say tonight, I don't feel like we're represented. That's the main reason I wanted to run. As far as term limits, I'm too old for that. I'm too old for a career politician. So, you know, 1, possibly 2 terms would be max for me anyway. I've voted in this county for 50 years plus, and I've heard in every election cycle, we need term limits. I'm not knocking the commissioners we have. I think they've done a good job. It's just, I think they need to be rotated out. We need fresh blood in it. We need new ideas. We need people that actually lived amongst and live with the people, work with the people of your district. And I've done that. I thoroughly believe that I understand the constituents that I'd be representing. As far as the ones in the other end of the county, I'm wide open to listen to all their suggestions. Thank you.
All right, folks, that's about it. You have to forgive my age.
Been quite common at these things. So, so my closing statement is that I put a map up here before I got here, and this is the area I represent. This is a representation of all 4 commissioners, but all 4 of us represent that whole entire piece of land. We do not get to pick and choose what we represent and what we don't represent because, again, statute regulates that. So, you know, I have been sitting on this behind here for 8 years, and there's never been anybody that stood up at this podium and told me things that needed in North Baldwin County any more special than what's needed in South Baldwin County. We don't do or take for everybody. I mean, I live here, I represent the district well. I can't do anything by myself. I've got to have 2 other people side with me to get stuff done. We brought things to the public here. There wasn't a whole lot to do. I think we spend more money in North Baldwin County than any other part of this county, just to let y'all know. We spend the money that we put on that Christmas light display at Bicentennial Park that everybody loves coming to. Nobody does that around here anywhere in the rest of the county. The county commission doesn't support anything else like that except for North Baldwin. We have Live Oak Landing. We got that refurbished and redone and had a campsite put out there and spent more money there than anywhere else. So we're adding to Bicentennial Park, Stockton Civic Center. I could go on and on about what we're trying to do. So I firmly believe that representation is needed in the whole entire county, not just one district. So that's what I'm proposing as my closing speech.
All right. Join me in thanking the both the candidates. And thank you all for coming out. We have a house full of politicians, so feel free to grab them and chew their ear as long as you like.